Welcome back, my friends. This is Excel video 467. I'm Nate Moore. Talked to a CPA just yesterday that said, hey Nate, they closed the books today. It takes me 8 to 10 days at the end of the month to get all the calculations done, run all the reports and calculate physician bonuses and whatever. And I said, hey, let's just grab all those reports and simplify it into one spreadsheet that updates automatically. And then let's build logic into that spreadsheet so your monthly process goes from days and days to, an hour or so. Let's make your life easier. If I can make your life easier with your month-end reporting, I'd love to help you. What we're going to do today is play more with, we'll click inside that chart, that from the design menu under chart tools, select data. And what we're going to do from the select data source today is play with hidden and empty cells. And there are two options here that I want to show you. It says, what do I do with empty cells? Do I make them gaps? Do I make them zero? Or do I draw a line? And what do I do with hidden rows and columns? Let's talk about the empty cells first. So let's get out of here. And if I have an empty cell, I don't know, I don't have June payments for whatever reason. If I delete that from my chart, right now my default is I'm going to show a gap there. And then what I can do, if I click inside the chart again and design and select data, hidden and empty cells, what I can do here is I can make it 0. And when I click OK, you can see, hey, I don't have data, so it goes to 0. I guess that's truth in advertising because I don't have any data there, but it's kind of misleading. I don't think my payments dropped clear to 0, at least in this example, in this instance. I'm not sure that's my best option. Another thing I can do, besides show the gap, you saw the gap, I can connect points with a line, and what Excel will do is just say, hey, you know what, I know May, I know July, I can draw a line and make it happen, which sometimes is accurate, and sometimes, here, let's, just for fun, let's blow it out of the water with 2.5 million, and then if we deleted that number, now see how it drops back down to the straight line that shows a bit of a declining trend there, and if I Control Z to undo, this bumps up. So you've got to be a little careful. I mean, it's really a chart-by-chart decision to come into the select data source window, hidden and empty cells, and decide, am I better off with gaps? Am I better off with a 0? Or am I better off connecting the line? And that may be a case-by-case decision as you look at your chart. But I wanted to see that there's 3 options if you're missing data like we were with June payments. Now what I want to do is I'm going to show data with hidden rows and columns unchecked, and we are going to hide adjustments. Come back in here, and clearly adjustments is gone now that it's hidden, but I could chart hidden rows and columns that are inside my chart area and put adjustments back even though they're not in my data. I'm really careful about hiding rows and columns, because if you're like me, you come back to the spreadsheet a day, a week, a month, a year, and you forget that it's hidden. I mean, I'm not in the habit of going A, B, C, D, E, F, G. Yeah, they're all here. Whoa, wait a minute, there's missing a D. I'm not in the habit of counting the rows either. I'm careful about hiding rows and columns in a spreadsheet. And if I do, a lot of times I'll put a note up someplace obnoxious to say, hey, you hid row 4 and here's why, or I needed it just for this purpose. More and more in a chart setting, you don't need to hide so much because of this new filter button in Excel 2013. If you want to take adjustments out, you can take adjustments out without having to hide the data. And if you want to put adjustments in, that is my preferred way of hiding data as opposed to going through here, select data, and hidden empty cells. It's available if you need it. I'm typically going to leave that unchecked because I'm typically, A, not going to hide stuff, and B, if I do, I don't want to be surprised by things showing up on my chart that I can't even see on my spreadsheet. Those are the options for hidden and empty cells. Places you may use several of the the empty cell options, but hidden I'd be careful with. Stay tuned. There's more I want to talk about selecting data to chart. We'll do it in the next Excel video. Thanks for watching.